So this is the first Wheeler Crit of the year, and as expected, there was pretty huge turnouts in all the fields. But this is the 1-2-3 race. Kind of tried to hang back a little just to capture as many people, get kind of an overview feel of who all was in the race and such. And there's quite a few. There's probably close to 30 guys or so, I would guess, maybe-ish. But anyway, this is our kind of first lap. We actually took off fairly easy, but you can see there's already a couple guys taking off here and there. But I don't know, as far as we kind of took this and more or less sort of more like in a race type situation, probably 75% actual race and then 25% practice race, where you may take a few more risks, attack a few more times more than normal, or just kind of test yourself per se, not necessarily try to race it less conservative, I guess you could say, not so much in a team tactics type way. But anyway, the first little move that I saw go, we're kind of going along, a few little moves going up, not too much, but I'm already noticing there's a few guys in the race that seem like they're letting some pretty good gaps open up, so I'm kind of thinking it's probably time to start moving up. And then Evan puts in a pretty good attack here, and he was the guy that I knew, you pretty much got to keep an eye on Evan the whole time, because he's definitely, if there's going to be a winning break, or the guy at the end who has a good chance to win, he's definitely going to be one of the guys. So kind of burned the first couple matches here chasing him down. We actually had somebody up the road. I don't know if it was Dylan or maybe Chris, I can't remember, but anyway, just to put in a pretty hard dig here to catch Evan. He flew by whoever, and then basically after this, I just sat on. I could have countered him right here because he definitely sat up, but I figured I would just keep an eye on him so I didn't get countered back. And sure enough, I knew somebody would go, but I let him go. A few other guys took off and chased him. This is probably about, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes into the race, but kind of move ahead a little bit, and it's more or less back together. I'm sure there was a couple guys that had gotten dropped already, but I drifted back a little, and so around this time, as we're kind of going along, you can see there's some of the guys, they're letting some gaps open up here and there, and there's a few guys up the road, so I figured it's definitely time to, a good break would probably go here at some point, just because, you can see here, it's getting really strung out. As you see the guys going into the first turn here, it's getting pretty scattered out. Not too much, but, right where I'm at, it surely is. But, we had a pretty good headwind at the start on the first straightaway there, but it seemed like as the day went on, it got less and less. Around about this part, I was thinking, felt like I was pretty fully recovered, so I was ready to put in a dig, or try to put in an attack or something here at some point. It's still, there's more guys, getting strung out, but as we're coming through here, this is really where the initial kind of breakaway started. We're coming up here into the front start-finish straight, and it definitely slows down quite a bit. I've got a good little chunk of momentum here. You can see the guys are sitting up, so this is the perfect time, if you've got the momentum, to go ahead and go for it. So I attacked, and just over to the right, Micah attacked at the same time. So I kind of set up just a little, let him establish a little gap with one of the DNA guys, and I jumped on Jack Funk there. So I jumped on him, basically let him pull me back up to Micah and the other guy there. And so I'm sure there was some, he jumped pretty hard here, so I'm sure there was some carnage, guys that were sitting further back than me, because I'd moved up quite a bit up until that point. And so, I basically just let these guys tow me around for a bit, and kind of once I got rotated back, it was back me and Jack Funk, and that was, I just took the corner. I didn't realize we had a gap, so I pretty much punched it at that point. Opened up a good gap. 3 or 4 guys joined us, and then Norm and Bradshaw joined us a little later on. So I think we had 6 guys in there. But anyway, this is kind of fast forwarded through the break. We were probably away for, I don't know, 25-30 minutes maybe, something like that. And we caught the kind of what was left of the main field. It seemed like quite a few guys had dropped out. So anyway, this is basically what was left of the break. We lapped the field, so I think we're getting down to probably around close to 5 laps to go, maybe. Yeah. So at this point, we've just taken 3 laps to go, and from 5 laps to go on, I basically tried to stay out of the wind, didn't take any pulls. So Norman got up there and punched it pretty hard here at 3 laps to go. This is when it really started to kind of wind up. So basically my plan at this point was, I was expecting somebody, probably Evan or somebody to attack sooner, but nobody really attacked. So we're coming up on 2 to go at this point. My plan was I wasn't going to take any pulls. I was just going to kind of hang back and then basically just try to win it in a field sprint, basically. And so, at this point, I think that's Eric Wild. He kind of just started to sit up a little bit here, and so I knew something was probably going to go, and then sure enough, Jack Funk kind of took off there, and so I had to jump. Nobody was going to go, and he could have ended up soloing off winning the race at that point. So I jumped, chased him down, burned another pretty good little match here. So it may have hurt me slightly at the very end, but he I don't know, definitely made it easy. He didn't have to think much at the end of this race, that's for sure. But he basically just got on there and kept pulling. I kept thinking he was going to sit up at this point, knowing that I was sitting on his wheel, but he kept it going. So I figured for sure as the 1 to go he would sit up, but he just kept the hammer down. So I just sat on his wheel and took the free ride. So this is actually the bell lap right here, 1 to go. These laps click off pretty quick here. They only usually, when you're hauling, doing 28:30, they only take, you can do them in under a minute. So, normally the best time to jump, you come through the first little corner there, and somebody, I think Norman might have tried to go right in here, so I kind of came inside and took his line away a little bit. Came around, I was going to try to milk it for just a little bit longer, kind of coming through that last tri-oval corner, and I should have jumped right here, but Evan beat me to the punch. And so really, whoever the finish line to the last corner of the finish line is so close that it's, really you got to lead into that last corner. So I thought I could get him, I started kind of pulling him, but it just ran out of room to get him, and ran out of wind too. But anyway, got second. I'll take it. It's a fun race, so we'll see what happens next week. Thanks for watching.